Joe Rogan podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night, all day.
So Simon, Bluey's been going up and down like crazy. How have the first 2 weeks been?
Well, I mean, that's what memes do. I mean, the whole joy of the meme world is that it's all about creativity and people speaking their mind. We've got a community of people that get the meme world. Obviously, that's what they are. They're part of that world, but they also get the underlying mission. The reason Bluey first, came here and contacted us, and that is to bring blockchain to good, back to where it should be. In other words, use that skill that blockchain gives to do some good in the world. So it's up and down, but we're heading towards great things as we launch the Remy Life ecosystem.
You are 67 years old. What the fuck made you think a meme coin was a good idea?
Jesus, I ask myself that every bloody morning, I must admit. And the answer is it was a really good decision. Basically, as I said before, I wanted to build community. We want to have people on board to spread the word. And it's not my first rodeo, actually. I mean, I had a midlife crisis. I don't know if you've had yours yet, Joe. I must admit, I'd like to see it when it comes. I've got a feeling it would be interesting. But my midlife crisis was, because I love music, was to buy a fucked up club in Brixton, basically, an Irish pub that was the original launch pad, the home of the Clash. And it was just sitting there ready to be bought. And what are you going to do? You're going to walk away from being able to buy the place where the Clash started? I couldn't do it. So I bought it, and it was nothing. It was just a big back room in the front of an old pub with a couple of blokes smoking cigarettes in the front. But within about 6 months, we turned it into the top 3 clubs in London. And we did that through guerrilla marketing. We did that through building a community. We did that by telling the world that David Hasselhoff was gay. And the guy turned up. I've got to give him his due. We announced that to the world at one of our club nights. It's a scandal. And instead of getting pissed off, he turned up and sang. It was remarkable. I mean, we had, one of the top house DJs in the world playing that night. We'd flown him over from Chicago, and Hasselhoff turns up. So, yeah, I like doing the unexpected. Bringing a meme to the care world is not expected. But, it's why not? We want to bring fun to the care world. 65% of the world is caring for someone. There's the bottom line answer. If you're caring for someone, you're caring. But you know what? You still want to have a laugh. That's the bottom line. I guess the bottom line is, like anything in life, why not?
That fucking cat is smarter than most of our world leaders. He's doing what they have failed at, and he is changing the world of healthcare for the better.
Yeah, he's smart. He's bloody annoying at times, but he is smart. I mean, they've been watching us for donkey's years. I think I told you before the show, Joe, it's that lot that got the pyramids going. I mean, I think your mate, I've forgotten his name now, but who was, talking about the flood. He's right. They were there to help us after that flood. The Renaissance. I mean, that's pretty much all theirs from what I can tell. And of course, he turned up and met Satoshi Nakamoto and gave the secrets of blockchain. So, I mean, yeah, they're smart. I mean, he's pretty stupid on some things. I've tried to watch him open a can of baked beans and he couldn't do it. It was rubbish. So, they got their weak points. But, he's smart and he's going to make some changes. And Plan Blui is an evolving plan. And I'm flattered he started with us. Remy Life is a social impact mission. It's all about blockchain for good. So, yeah, as I say, he can be a rude bastard at times, but I am very flattered that he sees us as the starting point for his Plan Blui.
Answer me, honestly. Do you think Blue could beat up a bear?
I haven't got a bloody clue. If you want to send Alex Jones around, it's about the equivalent to a bear, I'd imagine. We'll see how those two scrap it out. Would he beat a bear? Would he beat Alex Jones? I think he probably would run rings around him.
I have Blue by knockout in round 3. You are very vocal about your dissatisfaction with the world. What would you say is your biggest gripe with today's world?
I think it's the fact that I don't bloody understand what's going on. I mean, it doesn't matter which way I look. I don't get it. I mean, first of all, I think Trump is a wally. And then I find that actually his international strategy policy has been better than many presidents. I don't understand to talk locally, I don't understand what our mayor of London is doing with this godforsaken ULEZ plan. I mean, for Christ's sake, I can't drive my car now. I've just finished paying the lease on my car, and I'm told I've got to scrap it because we're going to save 1% air pollution. So the bottom line is what pisses me off the most is it doesn't matter whether you look at the big issues or the small issues. they seem always to be fucked up, and they always seem to be sought to be resolved by screwing the little people. I mean, interest rate rises, the SEC. I mean, what are we, stupid? That's just to sort out the debt problems that the godforsaken governments. See, I'm getting angry. I mean, the bottom line is, I don't understand. Oh, then there's the World Economic Forum. I mean, Blui, I think it's in one of the videos, he said to me a while back, they must have made a mistake. They say here that you will own nothing and be happy. They must mean you'll own more and be happy. I mean, they just seem to want to control everything without even being voted to be in control. So, I mean, this, you can ask me, I could talk for hours on this subject. There's a lot of things that piss me off right now, but not, I suppose it boils down to fake news. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand, what's being said. We seem to be riddled with propaganda. I mean, pure propaganda. So, ask me another question.
The whole thing's fucked, man. The system's broken, and you are taking the first steps to change that. That's what I admire about this project.
Yeah, I mean, that's the bottom line. There's brilliant tech. There's world-changing tech available, but the bottom line is it needs to be used in the right way. It needs to be used to help communities, to help people who need to be helped. And so often that tech just falls into the hands of those who are driven by shareholders and investors to make money. And our mission is all about community. So we're deploying tech to support communities to be self-reliant, independent, and able to capture the value of what they do. And in care, it's all about care actions. You do anything in care, you're going to get rewarded in crypto for it. We're going to capture your data, monetize it, and give it back to you in value. We're going to capture your e-commerce and monetize it, give it back to you. I mean, the mantra is for the people, by the people. And the hashtag is crypto cares. And I guess the underlying bottom line statement is, Louis coming for them dogs.
Simon, what is your favorite illegal substance?
My favorite illegal substance? Well, I mean, we're not allowed to have much hope these days. So I suppose hope is an illegal substance. But no, to be serious, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say this, but I had the mother of all mushroom trips in Bali when I was a geologist back in the day. And I mean, they always say that you have a mushy trip and it's going to be an experience of a lifetime. It was stunning. So even though it was 150 years ago, I still remember it like it was yesterday. So I guess that's got to be it. I mean, don't forget, I had a nightclub in Brixton, and I had a venue where the police made it legal to smoke a spliff, especially during the Abashante reggae day afternoons on Sunday. So I mean, I've been around the stuff. You got to be careful with it. But no, nowadays a good curry gets me high.
I heard that the mushrooms on his home planet are next level. Do you think you could hook me up?
Well, yeah. I mean, you told me before the show. I remember that I couldn't come on the bloody show unless you got me on the next trip back to Babazade. He hasn't confirmed that, but he has said he'll bring some bits and pieces back. I mean, I don't know what they're going to be like. I have no idea. But I mean, life is an adventure. Life is a journey. So, we'll see. I'll see what I can do, Joe. I'll give him a nudge on that when he heads off next time. I mean, I've got to tell you, I mean, here's a scoop. His sister's going to be arriving pretty soon. And I've told him to tell her to come fully armed with anything from Babazade that will be of interest. So I will mention that the great Joe has put in a request.
You remind me of a friend of mine, Alex Jones, and that British politician, Nigel Farage, I think he is called.
For the world change, something's got to be done. It's not done that way.
I love Alex Jones. I think he's completely crazy, and he goes from one end of the spectrum to the other, from very rational, analytical, sane statements to absolute nuttiness at the other end. But he makes you listen, and he's entertaining. So I'm a fan, but I'll take a lot of what he says with a pinch of salt. I mean, this is the thing. There are so many outliers when it comes to characters. David Icke, Alex Jones. A lot of what they say often comes true, and unless you really listen and pay attention to them, you miss it. And I guess that's where you come in, Joe, because you do a lot of sifting and so forth. So we need outliers in today's world where, let's face it, we're being barraged with bullshit perpetually. So we need to be shaken up by the crazy characters. So yeah, I look forward to meeting him one day as well.
I love this, Simon. Any last words?
You asked the right question. We have a growing community of Bluey meme lovers, and they're not just loving the meme, they're not just loving Bluey, they're loving the mission. And I love them for that, because we are on a mission. Remy Life is a growing community that is about care, but about having fun. It's about creativity. It's got a somewhat political edge to it in that it addresses some of the needs that changes that need to happen in society. We'll be a DAO ultimately. So, the bottom line, the message is, come and join us. Let's do some shit. Let's do some stuff. The world needs change. So come and help us. Come and become part of the Bluey crew. Thanks.
Joe Rogan Podcast. Check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night. All day.